You know what time it is. It is time to Star Trek and chill. Hello, everybody. You know what that means. They're like, yeah, we know it's time to Star Trek and chill. We get it. Peter, we just went live. Everybody, we are joined by a very special guest, Peter Karuba. He's Sicilian.
Why do you always say that?
Really? I feel like we haven't spoken in like months. How could I always say it? Peter, can you tell everybody where you are calling in from?
I'm calling in from Sonoma County in the Redwoods, around wineries, and there's a place called the R3 in Guerneville.
Wow, love it. That is past the North Bay, right? It's kind of northeast of Santa Rosa.
Yeah, it's just slightly. It's about 15 minutes from Santa Rosa.
Cool. Everybody
right
at home,
River.
that's northeast of San Francisco, about an hour or two. So he's a big Star Trek fan. He always goes to Star Trek Las Vegas with us. He loves the Orville. Tons to talk about. We also have Melissa Longo here, who's wearing a cool shirt, it seems.
Thanks. I got creative. Yeah. Playing with paint.
It's a looks like a tie-dyed kind of front of the shirt with a yellow Star Trek insignia, which is cool. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel is here calling in from New York.
Hi. Well, I heard Peter was going to be here.
It's always nice to see you.
Actually, Anne-Marie, weren't you just at an event yesterday, or was it the day before?
Yeah, I went to the Emmys for sports, like sports casting, which was amazing. And my Star Trek friend Marty, who's like the #1 Spock fan and was in the Spock documentary, he won an Emmy for graphic design for the Olympics, which was amazing.
Awesome. Okay. My name is Ryan T. Husk, and this is Virtual Trek on Star Trek and Chill. You know what we do on Fridays. We just chill. First things first, Peter, cool shirt, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I didn't have anything Star Trek to wear.
Oh,
nice necklace, too.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
Okay.
It's actually from the early 90s. It's vintage.
Looks like it. It looks
How do
like
you keep your
Erasure
t-shirt so
or
white?
Depeche Mode or something.
Thank you.
It's
It's
totally
sailors. It's a pair of sailors.
Oh my God, it's Fleet Week here.
Okay,
Perfect.
so everybody at home, first things first. Okay, I got a problem. Next Thursday, you know what? Let's talk about next Thursday in a second. Right now, did you guys hear that the new Willow trailer just dropped? Do you guys remember Willow,
Yes.
that sci-fi thing with
Yes.
Warwick? What's his name? Warwick? Okay, anyway, Warwick Dunn was a football player, but I can't remember his last name. Anyway.
No, it's
Yep.
Yes, because I just saw it. Oh shoot.
And what did you think of it?
The not Star Wars. The trailer, I loved it because I love the movie. And why
Okay,
can't
we'll
I find
we'll let you play with your phone and we'll talk about
I'm trying to find
Willow
his
here.
name. Because I was like, that's his name, and then I forgot it again.
We'll just ask our pals in the live chat. Hey, pals in the live chat, Warwick, what's his last name? He's been in a ton of stuff like Star Wars. He was also the star of the first Willow, like in the late 80s or something like that. Peter, did you watch the movie?
I do. I actually have it at home.
Oh my goodness. Don't you love
Warwick
it?
It was actually
Davis.
one of the first
Davis.
movies.
Warwick Davis. Oh, Falling Tower just chimed in with that too. Hi, Falling
Well, that
Tower.
works out well because our good buddy Michael Kenyon Rosenberg sent it to me and was like, dude, we got to review this on Watch the First. And I'm like, yeah, awesome. And I looked and it's like November 30th or whatever. I was like, okay, well, I'm very excited for it, but I'm going to temper my excitement because it's going to be quite a while.
Yeah.
Is Ron
watching
Howard
the trailer was fun.
Mike, is Ron Howard directing it? Peter asks. Please let us know. I loved that movie when I was a kid. I always thought that it was kind of a play on The Hobbit, you know, because you've got like a halfling who's carrying a secret item, you know, or a baby or a ring, whatever it is. And it was kind of like a fantasy adventure. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but that was the impression I had, was that it was, you know, kind of a take on The Hobbit.
A little bit. I hadn't watched it before that, but before watching The Hobbit, but loved that movie as a kid. That was one that I watched over and over and over and over again. So good.
So Anne-Marie said that there's a hailstorm going on in Manhattan, I guess. So her internet is giving her problems. So she'll pop back on when she can. No hailstorm here in LA, and it doesn't look like Peter's having much of a hailstorm either.
Oh no, there's nothing but a bunch of dudes around me.
It's a different kind of hailstorm. That's a hail yes storm.
Yeah, storm.
And I'm loving your glasses.
Oh, I know. I bought them at an antique shop in Palm Springs. I just love them.
Wow. So fun.
All right. Dionne Warwick, everybody's saying. Okay, it's Dionne Warwick is the name.
Hey.
Warwick Davis is his last name.
She's fabulous.
Remember Warwick Dunn? He was the running back of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I believe. Everybody can fact check me on that. I feel like he was like number 20 was his jersey number. Peter, is that right?
Yeah, now you're speaking a language I don't understand. I don't do sports ball.
Anne-Marie will know. There she is. Anne-Marie, you'll know for us. I'm trying to confirm that Warwick Dunn was the running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers maybe 10, 20 years ago. I think he was number 20.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you went to the sports Emmys. You would know.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I thought wasn't he like a Cowboys person?
No.
Oh,
anyway.
That's a different Dionne. Like, I know.
Okay, so Michael gives us some information here, Peter. He says, series directed by Stephen Wolfenden, 2 episodes. Jamie Childs, 2 episodes. Philippa Lorthorpe. God, they have some crazy names. 2 episodes. Debs Peterson, 2 episodes. So maybe it's only just 8 episodes, and they each have 2 episode blocks. Okay, we totally forgot, you guys, since this is Star Trek and Chill, rule number 1, Peter, we forgot to tell you, is that you must have a beverage in hand. So,
oh shit, it's in the room.
Here's my beverage. I'm trying something new. I've never had this one before. It's a
my beverage is in the room.
Get it? It's a polar seltzer, cranberry lime. Yum.
Ooh.
And everybody at home, let us know what you are drinking.
I gotta go get my beverage. It's sitting in the room. I forgot about it.
Yep. And Melissa's grabbing hers. What are you drinking, Melissa?
Water.
Mine's pretty refreshing.
Got my beverage.
Cherry lime.
Yum, yum, yum.
Oh my gosh, we're going on a tour.
Siegel.
I'm having watermelon seltzer.
Watermelon, what?
Watermelon hard seltzer. It's delicious.
Oh, seltzer, yum.
Come on, you.
we thought we were going to get a tour from Peter, but then it went black for a second there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in the room. I had to get my cocktail.
There it is. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking vodka, and I think it's got Red Bull in it.
Well, you would know if it was just vodka.
Do you have wings?
Oh my god, it's like clear.
That's all I need is anything else to make me more hyper than what I usually am.
All right. So David Gregory says he's drinking Orgain vegan protein drink. Oh, yum.
Wow.
I just had a vegan protein drink myself. But my brand was Owen. A lot of noise going on there. Then Chuck A says he's having a liquid beverage.
Liquid beverage, all right.
I think those are all. Oh, here we go. Chuck A says he's drinking water, cherry, and berry juice.
Yum.
Yum.
Go.
Okay. Anyway.
Where's the straw, Peter? Where's the straw?
You know, Melissa, when I drink a beer, which is rare, and it's in a cup, I'm always doing this, where like trying to search for the straw. It's the funniest thing.
He looks like a fun adventure.
You just like lick your tongue around looking for it?
You nasty.
No, that's what you just isn't. Maybe I misunderstood.
That is just what you did.
It's something to be experienced.
Man.
Okay.
So, Peter, here's the big question on everybody's mind.
That's my favorite thing really fast is in Star Trek Las Vegas when you two always dress as twins. Which I'm
We
really
dress
sad
as-
didn't happen today.
When do we dress as-
like you were twins like multiple days last time with your like lower deck shirts, and then you were both wearing like your yellow. No, you did like your yellow Strange New Worlds.
Peter, did we coordinate outfits last year at Star Trek Las Vegas, as
Don't
Anne Marie
pretend you
is
didn't.
suggesting?
I think the minds connected a couple times, but we didn't do it intentionally.
Oh,
I wish it had happened again tonight.
yeah, Peter. Why didn't you wear your favorite Warriors shirt?
Yeah.
That's a basketball team, by the way.
Sports what?
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember this,
So-
Anne Marie.
Hey, you do.
The lower decks. It was just the lower decks
Okay,
one.
but also you had like the matching yellow tunics, like Pike.
Tuvix?
Because yeah, it's tunic. Never mind.
Tuvix.
Peter gave
All right.
me one. It was so cute.
Peter, this is our mission. This year at Star Trek Las Vegas, let's match, let's coordinate our outfits every single day. Okay.
Wow.
I'll take that as a yes.
You know what? If we did that, Ryan, if we did that, I'd look like mini me to you.
That's the best bit.
Yeah, but only then.
Looked like
I'd look like your mini me.
So, well, first of all, Peter, are you going to Star Trek Las Vegas? Sorry, I mean Creation Entertainment's 56-year mission Star Trek convention in Las Vegas.
I haven't missed one in decades, so no. So definitely, yes. I'm definitely going.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody at home, let us know right now, are you going to the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas? And Melissa, are you going?
yeah. I'm going. I am going, and I will have a table with Mohammed.
Oh, cool.
Mhm. Again. Again.
Great. Dr. Mohammed Noor will be sharing a table with you. What will your wares be?
I don't know yet. T-shirts probably, but not this. But I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. The elephant in the room is Dr. Anne Marie Siegel. Are you going to Star Trek Las Vegas?
Of course I'm going. Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Best time ever.
What does that mean when people say I wouldn't miss it for the world? Do they mean like even if
you
the
made
world
me
were to
princess
end?
of the world, like if I was princess of the world, like I was on She-Ra, I would still go.
But She-Ra is not princess of the world. She is one of many, many,
I just
many,
wanted to get
many,
you
many
talking about She-Ra
princesses in
princesses.
one village.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Anyway, I
Well,
would never miss it.
in the new She-Ra.
That's
but
true.
In the old She-Ra, She-Ra is the
gosh. I don't need to hear
princess
about She-Ra anymore, but
That's true. That's true. I remember the original. She was
I've heard you
the
two talk about
princess of
She-Ra for
power.
hours this week.
All right, let's ask Peter. Peter, can you settle this? Do you want to hear about She-Ra and the princesses of power, or not really?
No. I already see enough princesses around me all the time now as is.
All right. Maybe you're right. Maybe we'll move on then. Okay. So here is the big question of the
Orville?
day for me. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go. Let's move on to the Orville then. But this is kind of the big question of the day for me is that June 2nd, everybody knows June 2nd is a big day. However, it's a big day for people for different reasons, okay? For me, it's a big day for too many reasons, and my little nerd heart can't handle it. Number one is it is the first episode, finally, of the Orville season 3, right? So we've got the Orville. We also have a new episode of Strange New Worlds that drops. Tell them to leave us alone, Peter. We also have
magnetism.
We also have the second episode of Obi-Wan that is going to drop on June 2nd. And we also have Peter, say it with me, game 1 of the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. I know it's too hard to decide how. I don't have time for the Orville and Star Wars and Star Trek and the NBA Finals all happening on the same day. So I want to put this to the audience that's watching right now. If I could only watch 2 things, what should those 2 things be? NBA Finals, the Orville, Strange New Worlds, or Obi-Wan? What? Peter, you get away from those yellers.
They're loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't even hear myself think. I can't think anyway.
Well,
Okay,
first of
I'm
all,
moving.
you get to see the Orville on the 1st, actually, because it's coming out for you at like 9 p.m. on the West Coast, right?
No spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what do you think, Melissa?
Well,
there's no
because basketball fills your heart so much with joy, you should definitely do that, and that will be a early birthday present for yourself. So that would be awesome.
If they win. If they lose, I'll be a very sad little nerd. But yeah, see, she gets me. She gets me.
You'll have already watched everything else by the time the basketball games you've been on.
Oh, this is true. This is
2 out of
true.
3, yeah.
Because you can watch Strange New Worlds the night before.
Peter, are you gonna watch? Well, you're not gonna watch the NBA Finals. Are you gonna watch on Thursday? This coming Thursday, if you could only watch one thing, what would it be? The first episode of the Orville, the second episode of Obi-Wan, or episode 6 of Strange New Worlds?
That's actually episode 5 of Strange New Worlds, but I would go with Orville.
5.
Yeah, 5. You're right. Yeah, 5. Which would you go with? Sorry.
Snap.
Orville.
I thought so. You're a big Orville fan.
I love Orville. He was interviewed. Seth MacFarlane was actually interviewed by Jimmy Kimmel on Wednesday, and I watched that on the way up here. And it was a really good interview. It's on YouTube, you can find it. And he discussed that.
Awesome. Are you watching all the new Star Trek series? Oh, you love Lower Decks, I bet. I bet Lower Decks is your favorite.
Oh yeah. No, I'm up to date. I've watched all of Discovery, Picard, and I'm up to date with Strange New Worlds. I like them all. I mean, some I won't rewatch again, but Strange New Worlds I'm really into. I like it. It's like it's a reminiscence of old Trek. I like it.
Yeah. Which is your favorite of the 5 new Star Trek series?
I like Lower Decks. I'm sorry. I just love the grit and the edginess and the Rick and Mortiness of it. So yeah, I'm into that.
Okay. In the live chat, I'll tell you what people are giving well, sorry guys, they disagree with you. Chuck A says basketball is the answer. Donnie Pearson says, I've seen a virtual Star Trek convention. Likewise, a virtual Star Wars celebration. Okay, wait, I don't know where that's going. Donnie Pearson says, I shall binge watch She-Ra on Netflix later on. So good job bringing that back up, Melissa. Way to go.
I did.
Maybe it was me. Was it me? Who? No.
It was you.
Well, I didn't bring it up, did I?
It was me because I watched you guys talk about
Wait, so Anne-Marie, you brought it up, and then when we started talking about it, you're like, oh my God, stop talking about it.
I was just kidding because I heard you guys talk about it so much. But really fast, I will tell everyone a life hack. If you go to cancel your Hulu subscription right now and say that it's too expensive, they give you a $2.99 per month offer for 6 months. So
whoa, what a deal.
Yes. I mean, you have to watch ads, but it's not that bad. And it is a great deal.
That is a great deal. So everybody catch that. If you cancel your Hulu subscription and say it's too expensive,
you don't even have to fully cancel. You just say you're trying to cancel.
It's a psych out.
Like, click the cancel.
You go psych out. Thanks for the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So
6 months.
I got a deal with Hulu / Spotify subscription, so it's 2 subscriptions in one.
Can't you get like? I thought I bundled Hulu with something else
Disney
too.
Plus probably or Showtime.
Yeah, I think it was maybe Disney Plus and ESPN or something like that. Anyway, so check this out. Wayner says Obi-Wan. I just watched it today. It was great. Falling Tower, that's Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, says the good news is that Obi-Wan is out right now. Well, I'm talking about episode 2.
So 2.
At that point. And don't forget, as Michael reminds us, that Falling Tower's next Watch the First podcast on Wednesday, and by don't forget, we're telling you for the first time, we will have our review of the brand new Obi-Wan episode. Episode 1 will be discussed on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. I know.
Awesome.
All right. So the answer is, I think, to my conundrum is that it turns out that the Orville, Peter, check this out. The Orville is actually dropping on Thursday at midnight Eastern time. So that means on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific time, we can just watch it. So that's good for me. So that's answer number 1 for me. Answer number 2 is, I probably won't watch the second episode of Obi-Wan. Who knows? No spoilers. I haven't watched the first episode, but it's rare that I watch more than one thing, of something. And Strange New Worlds, I will watch on Wednesday night because I usually watch it right when it drops late Wednesday night. And then, as Anne-Marie stated correctly, everything will be already done and watched by the time the Warriors play on Thursday night. So I can just put everything away.
Gosh, it was a brain teaser.
And watch the Golden State Warriors.
Trick question.
I'm sorry, Peter. We totally put him to sleep. He's like, what? You tricked me.
That's all right. I've got plenty to keep me distracted here.
Like what? What do you see? Show flip your camera around so we could see what you're looking at.
Well, I'm actually in the back of the area. Where I moved from, where it was a little loud, was the pool. I'm now just in the back.
Oh, it's pretty though.
So it's boring back here.
You
And I'm
wanna
right
give
by
us
the
a tour?
stage. This stage right here.
Oh, that's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, that's where the drag queen show is going to be tomorrow night.
What kind of
Cool, I
show
have
do
a
they have tonight?
Star Trek drag queen show tomorrow.
They do have that at Oasis, Anne Marie, and I thought about you. It's a bunch of drag kings.
Oh
That
wait,
do it,
somebody
so it's
told
a
me
bunch of-
this.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of women in drag doing all the
That's
male
awesome.
performers.
The episodes, do they do episode reenactments too? Is that them?
Oh wow.
Yeah, they do a couple episodes. They dedicate a couple episodes, and then they reenact it out according to whatever
Yeah, I
You know,
heard that's amazing.
little skit or their plot's going to be. So it's a lot of fun.
So fun.
Yeah, it's been going on. I think it ends. I think the end of this month. So it was the whole month of May.
Wow.
Wow, you just caught it just in time then. So tomorrow night is the big
That's not that
drag
good, though.
queen show, but what's the show tonight? You said the Drag Kings? Ah.
There. No drag night. It's tomorrow. The Backwoods Barbies show.
The Backwoods Barbies. I love
Oh,
it.
no.
Oh my gosh.
The
Oh.
Backwoods Barbies.
Yeah.
That's my kind of Barbie.
Okay,
I
so
watched Backwards
so-
everybody,
Yeah, one of the lead drag queens' names.
cool. Rose M. Kirby. Oh, Peter, you probably remember Rose Kirby, our buddy out in the UK. From she says, "Hey Ryan, I hope your eyes don't change from circles to squares."
Like yours.
I don't know what that means.
Like his.
I don't know, but
Wait,
I've
he's
been
looking-
worried.
Oh, okay.
Like Peter's.
Yeah, I hope that's pretty funny. Okay. I get it now.
I don't know. Maybe.
And David Gregory says, "I'm all up for Obi-Wan." Okay. Okay, so we got all that out of the way. Peter, I think we're gonna have to let you go because your internet keeps coming in and out. So we'll let you. Oh, well, you went inside now somewhere. Keep changing places.
Like we're
Well,
on
it's 'cause
vacation with Peter.
I'm trying to get back to wireless because we are in Guerneville. So
Yeah, good
I'll
old
probably have
Guerneville.
to sign back into you guys.
All right. Yeah, we'll catch you then. If you can come back in, feel free. Otherwise, thanks for joining us, and we'll just have to catch up with you. Oh, it looks like you're already gone.
lunch.
Oh no, now you're back.
I'm back because I'm by the wireless thing. That's why.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
it's quiet over here.
Some
Well, then,
pretty
Peter-
flags.
can we ask you, Peter, who is your favorite Orville character and why?
No. This is not working. Maybe ask him now.
Hey, Peter, who's your favorite Orville character and why?
Wow, I like the first officer. What's her name? The real
Kelly
pretty one.
Grayson.
Yes, I like her. She's sassy.
Great actor too.
Yeah, I like her
Okay.
character.
Okay, I thought there'd be more to that, but I guess not. It's like she's sassy. That's all I knew.
No. I think she's poignant. I think she seems to give off that she's a good leader and that she's and that I like the way she plays off of Seth MacFarlane. They're supposed to be ex husband and wife. I think it's kind of cool that they can get along as friends.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Anne-Marie, did you already tell us your favorite character? I feel like you may have.
Oh, I'm obsessed with Isaac reaction shots. I can't get enough of those. And then also Isaac plus Dr. Finn. They're such a power couple. I love them.
Yeah, Peter, we're gonna have to let you go. I'm sorry because your Wi-Fi keeps jumping in and out on us, and there's a lot of noise there. But we do appreciate you coming to play with us. We'll just have you come back some other time.
Yes.
It would have been great though if you could show us
when I'm
around.
back in San Francisco.
Yeah, but Gurnville's just not going to do it for us. Sadly, it would have been cool to get the tour and all that.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi here is a little sucky, but
oh wow, nice.
There it is.
All right, well, thanks, Peter. Come back and join us real soon.
All righty, guys.
Okay?
So I'll catch. Invite me to another one. I'll when I'm in the house in San Francisco.
Looking forward to it. Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Love you guys. See you guys.
Love you too.
In Vegas.
Later, bud.
All right.
All right.
Oh my God, I want to go on vacation with Peter.
It would seem like such a fun idea when he's out on a resort up in the redwoods. He can show us around. It's festive. There's all this pride stuff happening. Orville's coming soon. He loves the Orville. But I didn't think about the fact that if you're up in the redwoods, you may not have great reception.
Service. Yeah.
Damn it. It was a great idea. Okay, so Linda Anderegg says, we want to see his Trek ceiling again.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Remember.
I'm sure there are more ships to see.
Everybody that doesn't know, Peter has something like 200 Star Trek and Star Wars model ships hanging from his ceiling. And it is quite a sight to behold. It's unbelievable. And I think he's got some Orville ones now too, right?
Correctly hung, like orientation.
Watch your mouth.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, no, so we'll definitely have Peter back and he can show off his collection for those of you that have not yet seen it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what was there was an interview. What was the thing that Anne-Marie that you just sent in?
Okay. So let me just check when this was, because I like to correctly identify the time of the article. Okay. So apparently what happened this week in Orville land, is that they premiered in LA. So some people have seen the first, I think, episode, if not more, and they have some screeners out. So a bunch of interviews have been happening. And some of I think Brandon Braga and David A. Goodman, who are both obviously Star Trek writers, Star Trek producers, they got interviewed by, he was a big Enterprise, but also a big TOS fan. So he's oftentimes on Inglorious Treksperts, very fun to listen to. They all have such great senses of humor. But they were interviewed by Trek Movie. And one of the things that came up in the interview is that there's the idea of cameos on the horizon for season 3 in Orville. And when they're talking cameos, they mean Star Trek, a little bit of Babylon 5. So one picture already had been released with Bruce Boxleitner, like, is that how you say it? From Babylon 5, like season 2 through 5. So obviously he's a cameo, but then they also said, no, an even bigger one, but we don't know who that is or what that means.
Bigger than Bruce Boxleitner? Is that even possible?
Than the captain or like the star of Babylon 5. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I mean, they've already had Picardo and John Billingsley. Yeah, that's what this interview just said.
And Tim Russ and Marina Sirtis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how could you get bigger?
Although I would say
The Rock.
What if it's William Shatner? I mean,
that would just be my hope.
Oh, that would be funny.
He appears. It seems like he demands more money from American sci-fi shows, because he was actually just on that show Private Eye Eyes I Watch, like the Canadian show. He's on multiple Canadian shows doing cameos, but I think he just charges more for the sci-fi American TV shows because he can get
Because they can
so
afford
I don't
it.
know who they mean.
Ooh, Michael guesses Mark Hamill.
Oh, that would be
I
cool.
could see that.
Yeah,
That would be
be big.
cool.
What do you think,
That would be
Melissa?
fun. Of who it's going to be out of everyone who's ever been in sci-fi.
Would you be excited if William Shatner popped up in an episode of the Orville?
I would actually. That would be fun to see. Just to, I don't know. I don't know why it would remind me of Galaxy Quest, but yeah, it would be fun. Just to see
Galaxy
him
Quest.
do some. I don't know. I don't know why it would remind me of that, but yeah, that would be fun.
I just hope
Oh,
that they
he could
don't
be
like.
Walter Koenig. I could see him because
Yes, yeah.
having like listened to so many David A. Goodman interviews, he's such a TOS fan. So I could see why, like in his mind, that not that isn't the biggest cameo, but like I expect it to be someone Star Trek or else the original cast of Star Wars.
Right. Or even George Takei. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Wayner says George Takei as well. Yeah. I don't know though. I'm a little concerned because they've had some good roles, like Bob Picardo and John Billingsley had some good stuff, especially in that episode that they were together in. But like Tim Russ had such
he and Marina Sirtis got kind of shafted.
Yeah, I mean, at least Marina Sirtis, her character's story was throughout the episode, if I remember correctly, and it came back. Whereas Tim's was like, he came in as some kind of scientist. He said a few things.
He was holding something.
And then he was just gone. He just never came back. There was nothing to it. I don't know. I was like, you got to hold out for a better
Sirtis
thing.
is the school teacher. So if there's more storyline, which I heard there is for Bortus's child, Topa, then you could easily see her more. And clearly she was in LA because she was filming for Picard. So, I don't know.
Isn't that an insult in Klingon? Like I remember hearing Worf say, "You miserable Topa."
Yeah, I kind of, when I said it out loud, I kind of remember hearing Topa.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I need to brush up my Klingon.
Or
the other really interesting thing, I was always hoping we'd get more like Bob Picardo, John Billingsley action. But what I did see on Andre Bermanis' Facebook, he posted a bunch of pictures from the cast party, and I saw that Bob Picardo commented because he wasn't at the party, and I feel like if he was in season 3, he would have been. So that's all I have.
Donnie reminds us that Liam Neeson from Star Wars and many other things was also in the Orville. That's right. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. Apparently he zoomed in the thing before Zoom was really used much.
He zoomed in what?
Because he was on a screen, so he wasn't there shooting that episode. They added him later, in post.
On Zoom?
Yeah, I think it was on Zoom, maybe even. It was was kind of ahead of the curve for adding things technologically.
Michael Kenyon Rosenberg says, duh, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think he would do it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe Seth does he was on Family Guy.
You know what? That's true. Because when I first thought, what about Picard? I immediately poo-pooed it.
Oh wait, Andy is an American Family regular.
Yeah, American Dad or whatever,
or
right?
American Dad, I mean.
So he works with so it actually might be him.
Wow,
that would be nuts. Oh,
oops.
Oh my God, they censored us because we just guessed it.
Oops.
Let me figure that out. Everybody at home, there was just we like to record these as well so that we can put them up later on in audio. But The recording stopped. We're still going live. But anyway, so discuss amongst yourselves your favorite Family Guy episode.
Oh, all the early ones, of course.
Okay.
I don't know that I can remember any Family Guy episodes. I don't really watch that show. So, woohoo.
Oh man, back like when the internet was like still young, we would all like take turns on my floor suite for college freshman year in like 2002, and every day we would have like a different Family Guy episode we would be in charge of Kazaa downloading, and it would take like 20 hours, and then we get back from classes and like all go into whoever's room had like downloaded like successfully the full like 25 minutes or whatever. It took so much work.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And then we were part of the letter writing to get it back on the air.
We can still see your chat, Ryan.
It says you're still a participant.
Oh, oops, I forgot that you can see that I typed that. I was just pretending to not be there. That was funny. It just looked so uncomfortable for you guys. When I disappeared, you guys were like, what?
I was like, are we still recording?
What do I say? Yeah, no.
Is it recording again?
I'm going to get it to record again in a moment.
Oh.
But they're going to riot. See, Chuck
we
A says
want
we want Ryan
back.
Yeah,
Riot
but
Ryan.
Letter writing
I never
campaign to get
left.
Ryan back.
Oh my god.
Ryback was a wrestler. He didn't he looked really big and buff. He looked like he was going to get places, but he never really did that much, sadly. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg knows. Remember Ryback? No big deal.
Ryback.
So
I'm gonna Google him. Oops.
Yeah, he's pretty ripped. He's pretty big. Anne-Marie.
Whoa.
Ryan,
he's
right?
massive.
Yeah. He's pretty.
Whoa.
He basically seemed like he was going to be the next Goldberg, but he ended up being the first Ryback instead, which didn't do much. Or maybe he was around for a long time. I don't really know. I just remember that he never really did much.
He's a big guy.
No, I did love that episode where Stewie went to try to like England to be on Jolly Farm review or whatever. He and Brian like left, and it was they went on a little adventure. It was like the equivalent of Teletubbies.
When you said really Brian, I mean that's what he always goes like, "Oh, come on, Brian!"
Yeah,
right. The way he says
so cute.
Brian.
I watched that episode like 100 times at least. So cute.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Like, we're going to Jolly Farm.
Yeah. What was the one where they got locked into like a bank safe?
Oh, that was like
Brian
when it came
had to
back
eat
on
Stewie's
TV later. Poop. Yeah, I didn't love like when they returned. I mean, it's still good, but those classic early episodes are just amazing. There was so much Three's Company talk in the early seasons, which makes me. That's why I thought you would have chosen one of those episodes.
I see. Okay, well, let me figure out this recording thing real quick, and then you guys can talk about your favorite episodes of the Orville.
I love the Orville. Well, obviously, one of the favorites. Oh, go ahead.
It's okay.
Oh, I was just gonna say the John Billingsley Bob Picardo one. That's freaking that becomes so chilling so fast, and they're both amazing. It's just that episode, and then also the one with like the White Cliffs of Dover song, where it turns out that Bortus's like old flame actually is attracted to women, which is like against their culture, and he gets like hunted for it. That just is so poignant and like chilling how the culture works. And then, I mean, there's so many, but my ultimate favorite scene is when they play Singing in the Rain on the bridge, and Isaac and Dr. Finn get together. I love that. I love shipping. I watched that episode all of it.
What about you, Melissa?
I do like the Alara episode where they're on her planet and John Billingsley and Bob Picardo are in. I like that episode, and I like her character. So aces all the way around for that. And then the Dolly Parton one. The
Oh,
9 to
yeah.
5.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah.
So good.
Love that one. When they started playing, it was 9 to 5. But I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's the best fight scene ever. A fight scene in 9 to 5 is just incredible. And only Seth MacFarlane can make that work. Also the one where he's like with the krill lady, but she's been undercover, and then they have like date night and they're watching The King and I, and they play a puzzlement, which is sort of about like being prejudiced and what that means to run in a society. And it means so much because she's actually not human. I love when he brings in like amazing show tunes references.
Yeah. And I was hoping that they were going to play around with her being a krill more, and her kind of changing her mind about the Union.
Yes.
Who is the Union, right? Because of Ed. That I like seeing stuff like that.
I love it so much. And it's such a great show to like, I got like people who have never watched Star Trek. Like one of my college roommates, I got her to watch it. She actually watched with her stepdaughter, and like such a great way to bring like Star Trek, a great way to bring families together, like multi-generational. There's something for everybody. And my parents, I got them to watch it. And then suddenly I heard from them like 3 days later, and they hadn't left the house. They had just binged all of the Orville. So, I feel like it's just it's so good and it appeals to everybody.
It's so good. And they have interesting ways of telling stories. Like the one where ooh, that's a good sound. The one where Greg, is that his name? Greg falls in love. Or is that his name? I can't remember. Where he falls in love with the woman who they find her phone, and then
Oh my god, yeah.
I
What's his name
love
again,
that
Ryan?
one.
Scott Grimes' character.
You mean Gordon?
Yeah, Gordon.
Gordon, not Greg. I like that episode though. It's so sweet and sad, but also kind of wonderful because you get to look back at this woman's life and all of the things that she loved and cared about, and it was nice to I don't know. It was a good episode.
You know, there was a let me see if I can pull it up real quick. There was an article written recently, you guys, by on heavy.com.
Oh, is it by Ian Spelling?
Not this. Oh, actually, there's one. Yeah.
Oh,
Our friend Ian Spelling.
oh.
One of the new writers for heavy.com.
Okay, well, let's see
Was
what
it
he wrote
the
here.
one that was.
No,
And
check
also,
this out.
hello, look who's in the live chat.
Thomas.
So this is heavy.com. Strange New Worlds red shirts discuss their possibly dark futures. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh,
Yeah, because some people were saying that people in Strange New Worlds,
Oh yeah,
red shirts have not
that was
yet
Sirach.
died.
Some people are Sirach.
A few people, but yeah, I think Sirach was one of them, right?
Yeah.
Have we had any red shirts actually die yet in Strange New Worlds? And yes,
So we had a
also
blue shirt.
hello, Thomas Supernaught. Very good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Emmy Award-winning makeup effects artist for Star Trek The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise. Thank you so much for joining in the fun. And now you guys say it was just a blue shirt's the only one that's died so far in Strange New Worlds.
Well, in the last episode, the blue shirt died. Kyle was trying to save him, and yeah.
He sacrificed himself for your favorite character, Ryan. Don't you even remember?
Oh no, I remember. Yeah. I'm just wondering, what about all the other episodes? I mean, we've had 4 so far.
Well, Pike said nobody was going to die in episode 1. I feel like that was
he lied.
True.
There are like 7 people that died from the Gorn attack, but they didn't tell us who they were.
But
or 9 even.
They didn't show them except
Was
for the
episode
one
2?
guy.
Oh yeah, the comet.
And
I don't think
then
anybody died then.
I think this is
Oh,
the
and
first
Illyria.
one where people have started dying.
Yeah, seems that way. So does that mean that we're not going to get red shirts? I feel like Strange New Worlds is going to have red shirts dying, unless they don't want to do the wink and the nod to the old stuff. Maybe they just kind of want to blaze their own path and say, I don't know though. I feel like that's such a Star Trek trope that everybody's kind of expecting and begging for. Wouldn't they do it? Maybe not.
Kind of think maybe.
Okay, so Pat B answers, no red shirts have died so far. That's only been 4 episodes.
Yeah, I love the idea that there's a whiteboard somewhere where everyone's ticking off which color shirt.
What?
Or which color shirt died this week. That's how we're keeping track.
Yes.
On the whiteboard.
Yes, that's important. Wow, there are a lot of hearts being thrown around right now. Oh, it's Galinda. Hey, Galinda, how are you? You started the Heart
Galinda.
Brigade.
The Heart Brigade.
Galinda was shouted out very recently on yesterday's episode of the 7th Rule reviewing Strange New Worlds. So that was great. And Galinda caught it, even if she caught it a little late.
That's
okay,
awesome.
well, we're looking, it's not like we're bloodthirsty and like looking forward to red shirts dying or anything, but we're kind of looking forward to red shirts dying, right?
No, Pike has enough trauma to deal with.
Oh, well, were there any red shirts in his flashback or flash forwards? I think there may have been one, but there was multiple colors.
Okay. Well, that's certainly not as interesting as I thought it was going to be. When we mentioned red shirts, I was like, yeah, right. And I was like, I don't know. Do I really care if red shirts die? Maybe I don't. Actually, maybe I don't care as much. Maybe that's not as important. I don't know. Maybe we do love that stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it was kind of fun when they made fun of it on Lower Decks.
Yes.
It kind of fit with that though, the humor of it. So, well, and Strange New Worlds has a little humor, but I don't know if there's that kind of humor.
I think the next episode might have a little bit of humor in it.
That's the word on the street on the article.
Yes, it is. Oh, speaking of article, so
and one of the producers actually said there's like a swapping body scenario, and it's a comedy episode.
Ooh.
I can't wait.
Like Freaky Friday?
Apparently.
Ooh. That's fun.
So check out, everybody, this heavy.com article here. We were quoted in the heavy.com article. This is written by Eric Pasola, and everybody right now in the live chat.
You guys were quoted. Yeah.
They're like, what? Heavy.com, were you really quoted? Yep. Mostly Anne Marie, but a little bit of
I wasn't there.
And you guys as well.
It was Tuesday.
So this was on our Tuesday show, The Main Viewer, where we're talking about news, mostly news of the week, and articles and fun spats on Twitter. Ooh, we love little Twitter spats. So I threw out a thought in which I said, look, guys, look. I love Spock as much as the next dude. And when I was a kid, just like everybody else, I wanted to be Spock. We're like, yeah, that Kirk guy's cool. But Spock is kind of like a superhero, if you think about it. He was kind of like a superhero
He's
at the time.
Awesome.
He had superpowers, right? He was stronger than everybody, smarter than everybody, he could kill anybody. I mean, he was basically like a Star Trek version of a superhero. He was, he was indestructible. He was magical. So we're pretty excited about Spock. However, we've now had 3 seasons of Spock and Uhura on the original series, 6 movies plus 3 reimagined movies, kind of prequel movies for them, plus the animated series, plus Spock was on Discovery. So I said, hey, that's cool that we have Spock and Uhura on Strange New Worlds, but I hope that the other characters get examined as much or more than the ones that we've already seen everything. So heavy.com actually picked that up. Our good buddies over at heavy.com picked that up with the article entitled, wait, let me show you guys here. Because when I saw it, I got a little scared. I'm like, uh-oh, are we going to draw the ire of the, I wasn't talking professional critique. I was only talking like my own personal, like, hey, I love Spock, but let's, we got a lot of Spock already. We're good. We are good. I don't care how much I love, Beyond Burgers. I don't need Beyond Burger every day. I'm going to try eating something else.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking the same thing, except for with ice cream.
So heavy.com asked, how much Spock is too much for Star Trek fans? That's a little strongly worded. I wouldn't say too much, but it's a good question.
Have we even had a Spock episode?
I don't know. We've had Spock episodes on like Discovery. But then anyway, they go down here.
Clearly not too much, because people signed a petition to make this show. And obviously if you're getting Pike, you're getting Spock. So clearly everybody wanted this.
Yep. On a recent episode of The Main Viewer, Ryan Husk, I've surgically removed the T from my name just for this article.
Okay.
But look, with Melissa Longo, Katie Nicolau, and Dr. Mohammed Noor, good job there. And then there's the quote, plenty of the quote right there. Pretty cool. So we appreciate being written up. That is great stuff. However, I was a little scared. I'm like, oh no, especially because in the quote, I'm like, I'm probably going to get skewered for this. And I'm like, wait a minute. So of course, that's the one thing that gets written up is the thing. I'm like, like next time I want to be written up for something that said where I say like, and I hope I'm praised for this, and then put that out there. Like if I say, man, Strange New Worlds is fantastic and I love it, write that up and then people will be happy. But anyway, it was good to see that our show got written up, and we appreciate heavy.com. And I do think it's an interesting question. It's not one question that's going to change anything, but it's a fun discussion to have. So everybody at home, let us know right now, have we had enough Spock, or is there no such thing? For example, if the new Section 31 show were to premiere, and the new Starfleet Academy, and you had the choice, and they said, should we have Spock in Section 31 or in Starfleet Academy or whatever the new Star Trek series is, do you want Spock in there? Would you say yes, more Spock, more better? Or would you say, nah, I'd rather give that time to a new character? What would your answer be? That's my big question of the day. If they said we've got 8 slots to fill, do you want one of them to be Spock, or do you want it to be 8 new people?
Linda Anderegg says no such thing.
I think I'm going to be in the
ever.
minority here. Yeah, I think I'm going to be in the minority here, but let's see. Yeah, Linda Anderegg says no such thing ever. Chuck A says Spock is the logical choice. We'll see. Tom Supernaut says, I agree, Ryan. Thank you, Tom.
Well, and I agree too. I love Spock. Spock was my favorite for a really long time.
Yep.
But it's like, I love ice cream, but if I eat it over and over and over again, big tubs every day, it's going to make me sick.
Yeah.
So
you're probably going to be grouchy too.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably.
I'd be pretty grouchy if all I ate was ice cream. I'd be like, ugh, I don't feel good.
Yeah. But I think that the franchise can grow beyond Spock, that there is room for that, and that it's okay to explore other characters without relying on Spock as a crutch. And he kind of seems right.
All right, this is where we venture into dangerous waters. Are you ready? Anne-Marie, what do you think?
I love it. I mean, because I love the show, you can't not have Spock on it. And any more Spock and Pike is making me like actually love TOS so much more and rewatch it. So, and it brings out other things and other characters. So I love it. And I don't know.
Okay. So
it makes sense for Strange New Worlds though, because Pike was with, I mean, Spock was with Pike.
And
so that
and it's not like sense. We haven't even had, I think next week's is a Spock episode partly, but we haven't even had a Spock episode. We're getting so much character development for everybody else on the show. So I kind of feel like I don't know. I very much don't agree.
Yeah. I could tell because you were like looking at your phone kind of.
No, it's because I'm trying to order dinner before places close. Actually.
Yeah, well, I guess for me, it's just kind of like, and I totally get it. And there's no wrong answer here except for probably mine. But for me, I'm just like, it's just the difference between, when you have a new show or a new movie, do you want to re-examine old characters that you've already known and loved forever, or do you want to introduce new characters? Now, don't get me wrong, I was the first in line to jump up and down when they announced the new Picard series. So obviously, there's certainly something there.
Here's what I'll say.
But then there comes a point where I'm like, I'm
just
good
happy
now.
My name isn't in that article.
Well, no, because
me too.
Yeah, it brings back the point of the last episode of Enterprise. You didn't need that.
Well, I also love that. But I understand why people didn't. But this, I think you do need it because
for Strange New Worlds, yes. Strange New Worlds, absolutely. But for Section 31, not so much. For a cadet show, maybe not so much.
Okay, so here's
when it makes
the
sense,
answers.
It's good.
Wayner says Spock is eternal. Chuck A says Spot or Spock. Why not both? David Gregory says, 'tis blasphemous to say too much Spock. Give us more, especially if Ethan Peck is playing. Okay.
Yes, he's amazing.
One Trek fan says, I would love. Amazing. Oh, she says, I would love for Spock to visit Starfleet Academy and have new characters. Well, yeah, having your cake and eating it too. She's like, I want both. I want Spock and I want new characters. Pat B says, I love Spock, but no. One Trek fan says, I love Ethan Peck as Spock on Strange New Worlds. Yeah, definitely. Faith House says, you stop appreciating it if you have it too much. That's exactly. Maybe that's the thing. Yeah. And Scott Jensen says, one Spock show at a time. Don't do the Wolverine and every X title nonsense. It's funny. That seems pretty mixed. Anyway, I wonder if Paramount has these discussions, CBS, when they're like throwing ideas out, when they're like, what about, let's have a new series. Okay, we need X amount of known characters, like Picard has Picard and 7 of 9, and they brought Hugh back, and they kind of bring people, and then later on, the Rikers in space, and then with Strange New Worlds, they're like, it kind of had the built-in characters of Spock, Pike, and Number One, but then they did something that is on the complete other side of the spectrum for me, which is they brought in Mbenga and Nurse Chapel,
so amazing.
and Number One.
We're getting like these amazing characters.
Yeah, because these are characters that we have not examined inside and out a million times over, but personally, and I think most people are super curious about them. We want to know more about these characters. So I'm very
which is what they're doing. So they don't need an editorial article questioning what they should be doing because they're already doing it. I just don't get it. I don't get why I have the conversation because they're only using Spock like to further Uhura, who everybody's making the point. We have more Uhura backstory than we did in decades. Like,
well, this is very true. But
Uhura is the other person in that where we've had her and Spock examined and re-examined and reprised and reprised and brought back and brought. I'm like, okay. I mean, but Uhura is less because she was examined less and because she was also not in Discovery. So that's why to me it's more so Spock, but they're both in that category for me, just more so Spock. But Nurse Chapel, on the other hand, no. Dr. Mbenga, number one. Is there anybody else?
Is Dr. Mbenga the loveliest Star Trek character ever? Yes.
Yes, I want him to read me bedtime stories.
Oh my God, me too. He's just so sweet. And like, oh man, I would totally want him as my doctor.
Why?
He's just he has such great bedside manner and is like so approachable and like everybody's dad. It's just, he's lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm
the answer is
with
yes.
Nurse Chapel. Yeah.
Let us know, everybody at home, is Dr. Mbenga just the nicest, coolest, sweetest man ever? And would you love for him to be your doctor? Or would you rather Nurse Chapel be your doctor, where she would like razz you the whole time? Melissa, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I really like Mbenga. He's cool. I would prefer him over Nurse Chapel. I don't know if he's the most lovable because I have to think about that.
Ooh, well, who else is up in that conversation?
Well, I don't know. That's why I have to think about it because that's a pretty big statement to say he's the best because there's a lot of great people.
Dawn Crandall says she's Dr. Chapel in the movies. Interesting. I didn't remember. Yeah, I had not remembered that.
I also, what I really wanted to see is from that TOS episode where she like re-meets her fiance, but no spoilers about the episode. I can't remember the fiance's name, like Dr. I want to say Kirby, but that's not totally right. Nurse Chapel's fiance.
Dr. Who?
I want to say it's Kirby, but I don't think that's correct. It's something like that. But I want to see them meet like at some point in this series because it's such weird, interesting backstory for TOS that just comes in like episode 5 or something very early in the series. It'd just be fascinating to see.
Let's see. Don Crandall says he's going to educate us right now. It's a popular trend for geek culture right now, like Star Wars giving us more Boba Fett and Obi-Wan. Most fans eat it up. It's all good. Right. Totally agreed. However, more Boba Fett is like more Mbenga or more Nurse Chapel, somebody that had a little bit of a role and they're expanding on it. This would be more like if, they had a series on Luke Skywalker after they already had those movies. Then he was in another animated series and then was in another series. And then now they're starting a new series with Luke. You'd be like, okay, I got my Luke Skywalker fill. I'm good. Sorry, every time I say this, Anne-Marie just gets more and more steamed. She just like tries to hide it with a smile, but she's like, I don't say this about Spock. I love Spock.
Strange New World is amazing.
Yes,
and he's part of the Strange New World.
It is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing.
David Gregory got my joke when I said Doctor Who.
I know. It's just so weird for you to not follow that joke up with Doctor Whom.
Well, Scott Jensen took care of that for us.
He did.
Okay, fine. We'll move on from this Spock talk.
Dr. Roger Corby is the name of Nurse Chapel's fiance. Sorry.
Okay.
That's established later in TOS.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember that he played for the Utah Jazz? I think his name was Ty Corbin. Ty
yes, I
Corbin.
remember.
I think he played for the Utah Jazz, maybe like in the
Whatever
late
that
90s or something. Anyway, Corbomite maneuver. Okay. Don Crandall says, Ryan, Ethan Peck is so hot, or so I'm told. Fans love him. Is he hot?
Yeah, he is hot. He is hot, especially his voice. And he does a great Spock. He's wonderful as Spock. He is
Definitely
wonderful as Spock. And I don't think it's a slight on what he's doing in his role. I don't think it's a slight on Strange New Worlds at all, because it's a wonderful show. But I get where sometimes there's a need to move forward instead of always looking backwards.
Yeah, and that brings me up to another thing, and this is us just being fans here. This, to me, this is not even like a professional critique. It's just my own little personal opinion. But the moving forward thing is like, I was one of the fans that was always like, oh God, we can't keep having these prequels, right? You know, for Enterprise was a prequel, then the 2009 movie was a prequel, then the next movie was a prequel, then the next movie was a prequel, then Discovery was a prequel, and we were just like,
with that.
And then we were just like, oh my God, we can't keep having prequels over and over and over again. We got to move forward. Then we got Picard, and we got Lower Decks, and we got Prodigy.
Exactly.
And we're like, yay. And then they're like, and now a prequel for Strange New Worlds. And we're like, yay. It's not really, who knows? Like, I was always one of those people that was like, I wanted like to go forward. But then once we got forward, I'm like, oh yeah, now I don't mind going back again.
Exactly.
Well, but there's a different way of going forward while looking backwards, because we really haven't moved forward with Pike before. So we are moving forward, just because it's back in a different, back in a further timeline, but we're discovering Pike more and that crew and that world more. So that is kind of moving forward, because
Don Crandall says prequels are tight. Of course he says that. He loves the original series and the animated. So he just wants he wants everything to be in that timeline.
That's the beauty of this. Like, I'm not even the only person who's going back and rewatching TOS and like absolutely loving every second now that Strange New Worlds exists, and is like wrapping it all so perfectly. It's so magical that they were actually able to pull this off. Like, never in my wildest dreams, like, did I think, I mean, I love TOS, but like enjoying every single second. It's just amazing.
Scott Jensen also makes a great point. He says Disco goes way forward. So they actually did go forward. And then a final example of how fickle Star Trek fans are. I know everybody's like, what? Star Trek fans fickle? No way. But I'm guilty. I'm as guilty as the next guy when I'm like, I want Star Trek to be serialized. We want, like Game of Thrones in space. It'll be so cool. And then they did that. And I'm like, no, I kind of miss the episodic stuff. Can you go back to episodic? And then they go do Strange New World. We're like, yay. And they're like, will you guys ever be happy? We're like, we'll let you know.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds is great. I'm happy with
Me too.
that.
Very happy with it so far.
It's great.
Melissa, is it your favorite of the new series already, or do you need more time to decide?
It's my favorite of the live action series. New live action series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I really do like Lower Decks and Prodigy, and they're both wonderful for their own reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my favorite live action one of the new shows so far.
What about you, Anne-Marie?
Like, do I want Indian or sushi dinner? Okay, but also,
Anne-Marie, you've been ordering dinner for like 45
because I keep
minutes.
getting swept up in the Star Trek conversation, forgetting to like press yes. Okay.
That's what happened to me when I was trying to fix the recording thing.
It's so
like
fun
I kept
to listen
getting caught
to.
back up in the conversation.
And the live chat's so great. So I mean, first of all, Strange New Worlds was my least the one I was least excited about. It's just completely taken over my heart. It's so good and rewatchable. But like I can't. Okay, it probably is my favorite live action, but the thing is, Picard is like a spiritual experience because it's the Picard. The Picard, and I just feel so like Picard's like part of your family if you started watching TNG when you're really little. And then I mean Lower Decks is great, and Prodigy is like also above like every expectation I had for that. So I really just love them all. Don't make me choose.
Maybe you're right.
Prodigy is pretty fantastic.
Oh, it's
Loving
just
it.
amazing.
I'm so
and I love
happy
what
with
they
it.
do. Like
It's
all
so
these
good.
shows are doing so much for like every aspect of fandom, and Prodigy's bringing in kids, which is something we really needed. Like, so I just love it all.
Also, Chuck Ace reminds us Picard season 2 was a prequel back in time. Okay, that's also very true. I love it when I try to make a point and then the live chat just destroys me. They're like, well, technically Discovery went way in the future and technically Picard went in the past. I'm like, shit, they're right. But sorry, whoa, I forgot what you were saying. Oh yeah, Prodigy, man. I'm so happy with Prodigy too.
It's so good, and I can't wait to see until it picks up again, because
it has heart. It just has heart. You know what I mean?
And we need to know about Chakotay.
Oh yeah. And I also think that the artistry of it is unbelievably good. I love the color schematics. I love their style. It's great. Very happy with it.
Yeah, and
What's
the
the next
music for Strange New Worlds is just like the Nami Milliman. She just is incredible, and like the way she uses like music cues. Now that I'm watching more and more TOS, like she'll do like a couple notes in scenes, and it'll reference an episode of TOS.
Isn't that
you have to know
beautiful?
The TOS score. It's just amazing and gorgeous, and she's brilliant.
It's very good.
Yeah, and that theme song, man, and I forgot who wrote or composed the theme song, but it's the same. Who is it?
Alexander Sandy Courage.
Right, and he's the dude that did the Prodigy one too, right?
No, no. Sorry, that's the original. So it's Jeff Russo who does.
Russo, that's the guy.
And then and that's based on the TOS.
Man, that is
so good.
It's so good.
I think the Prodigy theme song is underrated, heart-pounding, beautiful action, and I love the new Strange New Worlds theme song. I have not skipped it yet when I'm watching Strange New Worlds. I still check it out every single time. I never once skipped the Prodigy one either. So that tells you.
Same. If my like thing automatically skips it, I'm like, not so fast. Back up. I need to listen to every second.
Yeah. Okay. So one Trek fan says, I love Strange New Worlds so much. It surprises even me. Everybody, we only have a little bit of time left, but something we didn't get to finish talking about, just real quick in the live chat, if you are going to Star Trek Las Vegas or the aforementioned, whatever the convention previously known as Star Trek Las Vegas, if you are going to that, just say yes in the live chat. If you are not going, just say no. If you are undecided, say purple. And that will be that's something. Otherwise, it's always the same.
It's a purple.
Okay. Don Crandall says Michael Giacchino, Italian name, did the Prodigy song. Okay, great.
Okay, I read that and I was like, I'm gonna let Ryan say that name.
Looks like it's Giacchino. Giacchino.
Giacchino.
It's CH in Italian when they're together is K.
You're right, like Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Giacchino.
Or probably is Giacchino, but yeah.
Giacchino.
Or depends how you say it in America, but it's definitely
Well, you would know. You speak Italian. How do
I
they
took
say
4
it?
semesters. Well, usually GIA is ja, so Giacchino, because usually it's the second syllable before the end as the accent. But when you come to America, then I don't know where the accent falls when you say it in.
I like it. So it's Giacchino.
Yeah.
Signora Giacchino. No, Giacchino. You can only fake an
Exactly.
Italian accent if you like use your hands to help you with the emphasis.
You have to.
I mean, my accent's horrible.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, jeez.
That's how you say my name is with an Italian accent.
Don
Melissa.
Crandall is trolling right now,
Uh-oh.
as usual. He says, Ryan, let Anne-Marie talk about, and I got all excited. He goes, Downton Abbey for one. Oh,
don't even get me started. I need to get invited to a Downton Abbey podcast because it was so good. Well, okay.
I mean, go ahead if
and it's the first time I ever had to delete people's comments from any of my posts because people were so excited about it. They were putting spoilers, and I'm like, no spoilers. It's amazing. Don't spoil it for people.
Okay, so that was about a minute.
Very good. And well, I had to get it watched because Bob's Burgers, the movie, comes out today. So that's like my weekend outing. Love those 2 shows.
Okay, so the polls are in. Anne-Marie says yes. Okay. One Trek fan says yes, yes, yes. Chuck A says yes, health permitting, of course. Linda Anderegg says purple. Becca says no. We'll miss you, Becca. That's for sure. Maybe she'll figure it out.
Brother's girlfriend. You guys should come.
Take her with you.
Yeah.
Galinda says purple. Domestic says yes. Cool. Wayner says no. Faith Howell says, if your answer is no, join me in crying forever.
Oh.
Scott Jensen says, if the prophets bless my latinum stash, that should be a saying or a colloquialism in Ferenginar. They go like, well, bless my latinum stash. You know?
That's good.
Oh, before we go, like we're missing all the news. I mean, we could talk about this more on the main viewer next week when we get a little bit more information, but Destination Star Trek in London canceled. What's the deal? What's the deal with that?
I don't know. Seinfeld.
The interview, like the articles haven't really said. I mean, there is the Germany one that also happens close by, and I guess it is in downtown London, which is super expensive. So they also said that a lot of the actors are going to be at London. What do they call the London Comic-Con? Like London TV and Film or something con. So that's I think that's in July. So they'll be there, a lot of the actors will be there for July, and then you can then go to Germany, I guess, in September if you wanted to go. Yeah, but yeah, that's crazy news so close to the event. Because I think I saw the creation countdown for Las Vegas. It's like 85 days away or something.
Whoa.
Yeah, 85 to maybe 88 or 80.
Sooner for me because I go a couple days early.
When are you going?
I'll probably go Tuesday to Tuesday this year because I only stayed even longer last time because the rooms were $15 a night. And so I was like, might as well stay and have a couple extra days at the pool, especially when there wasn't that much to do in New York. Yeah, it was a great deal.
So basically you'd just be going one day early basically and leaving one day
Well,
late.
I might go a little even earlier because the website for Bally's says the couple days before the convention it's just $35 a night. I mean, I know there's the resort fee, but it's still not that bad if you're out there.
Hey, Don Crandall, are you going to the convention in Vegas? You guys get quiet, like he's going to respond right away. Like you're going to hear him going, yes, I am.
Yeah.
See you there.
He left to go see Downton Abbey.
I don't think, is that a real thing? What is Downton Abbey even about?
How dare you?
I dare.
The worlds of upstairs and downstairs in Edwardian England that then goes through Georgian England. And right now they're in 1930 or something. And it's about how all their lives intertwine and also how they change so fast in those decades. It's beautiful.
it's English, like
Yes, it's
history.
English. Well, it's a period drama set in York.
Yeah.
Yorkshire. I don't know how you say that. That's somewhere, some county.
Melissa, you've seen it?
I saw the first 2 seasons, I think. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember a whole lot. I do remember the one girl wearing pantaloons and fighting for women's rights.
It's amazing. Yeah. Sybil. Yeah. Lady Sybil.
Yeah.
Don
Yeah,
Crandall says
but-
Downton Anne Marie.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a major fan.
Don Crandall says he's not going to Vegas, but hopefully someone will bless his Latinum stash.
By the power of Delancey.
By the power of Grayskull. He-Man. Remember that? Now I got the
Oh my
song stuck in my
gosh.
head. I love that song.
Oh gosh.
Ram Man.
Ram Man. We got to get. I didn't even like Ram Man though. I don't
Yeah,
even
sure.
know.
You had Ram Man's action figure doll.
No, I never. I didn't like the character.
He
I didn't
brought
like
with
the
you to
toy.
play at friends' houses. That's how big of a promoter of him you are.
Well, I didn't never
They
play
got
with him.
stuck in
He
the
was gross.
mayo. He pawned them off on the people, the
Yeah, it
other
was
people.
That was gross. I hate mayo
I know.
anyway. But anyway, that I was just thinking that because I was like, oh, it might be funny to have like a Ram Man toy to just like, but I was like, well, I don't even like that character. I'd rather just have one. And I never even really cared about He-Man either. Like he was kind of tooly. I just liked all the cool looking bad guys and the monsters and the world and like, so maybe a trap jaw would be cool. Don Crandall and David Gregory and Scott Jensen know who Trap Jaw is. That's for sure. Trap Jaw was cool. He was cool looking. Who else was cool? Amory, who's your favorite He-Man bad guy? You like Beast Man
Skeletor
or Moss Man?
Isn't
No,
that
you like
He-Man?
Stinkor?
Skeletor He-Man.
Yeah, Stinkor was a skunk guy.
I don't remember him.
I'm so Shakespearean.
There's a new She-Ra live action series coming. Don Crandall says, wow.
What?
Wow, that'll be interesting.
Might have to check out that.
Mm-hmm. So
Because they've done it with He. Why not with She-Ra?
yeah, Robbie Duncan
Thank
McNeil
you.
was
I
in
can
that
pay
He-Man.
attention again. I ordered Pakistani.
Oh, good.
That's
I never
awesome.
saw the He-Man live action movie though. Dolph Lundgren, I
neither.
believe.
Yeah. Or maybe I did. I can't remember.
Hey,
It was
who's that
so
guy?
long ago.
Todd Rundgren. That's what I'm thinking of. There's Dolph Lundgren and Todd Rundgren. Todd Rundgren was a singer, musician. Couple good songs. Anyway, all right. Oh, good. See, you guys are getting it. Now we can talk about He-Man. Don Crandall says Merman was cool.
Yeah.
Don
I
Crandall says
remember him.
Evil Lynn was hot.
Merman.
Yeah, Merman.
Merman.
And he talked like this, man. Like he was underwater all the time.
And he had webbed fingers, right?
Yeah,
Didn't he?
yeah. I always thought he was kind of weak, though. I was like, what is he gonna do? Like, how many battles take place in a lake? You never fight in a lake, you know. We don't need some guy that's gonna get
cool.
the fish to attack you if you're in a lake fight. You know, like
A fish,
I'd-
if you freeze them, it's
you can
very
have
dangerous.
Merman. I'll have Ground Man. You can like have bears and tigers and stuff. Join in.
okay.
Round man.
Sounds like an awesome movie.
Dirt Man, Rock
Ground
Man,
Man.
Air Man, Merman's like he looked cool, but anyway, all right. So before we go, we should talk a little bit more about Star Trek. Otherwise, people get upset. They're gonna be like, if you call this Star Trek and chill, and you really don't even, you chill, you definitely chill. Was there anything? Oh yeah, that was the final thing I wanted to ask you guys. After Strange New Worlds ends in a month and a half,
Already?
what's next? what's next for Star Trek?
For All Mankind.
Already?
That actually starts in a week and a half. Don't you think probably, I don't know, is it going to be Lower Decks, the next one to start?
That's what I think.
And then Prodigy will restart, do you think?
But I think, well, the thing is like, look at it this way. By the time, by the time Strange New Worlds ends, it's going to be early July, right?
Mhm.
So they'll start having an opening in mid-July, basically. So that's 5.5 months, right? That's 24 weeks. Okay. So 24 weeks. Okay. We know Prodigy is going to do 10 episodes in the
and what they
later
said
part.
is late. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. They start at least later.
Yeah. So I guess that's enough. Yeah. So if they do, they'll have like 10 episodes of Lower Decks and 10 episodes of Prodigy, and then they'll have 4 weeks of nothing somewhere in there if they're planning on having everything completed before the end of the year. But I don't know. I mean, if Lower Decks is next, they sure haven't announced it yet, and time is ticking. Like, remember, we were getting spoiled at the beginning of the year where they're like, we got Lower Decks at this time, we got Discovery next, and then we got Picard, then we got Strange New World. Like, we had this whole calendar for the first half of the year, and now we don't
overlapping.
Well, some of them we didn't hear until like 3 weeks notice for the date. One of the most recent ones, because we need to know about the dates to schedule Barracuda Bar for her to proudly go viewing parties on Saturdays. So if I were a betting person, I would bet that Lower Decks comes sometime in August. And then that goes back to back with Prodigy.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. And I think that the fact that they're not announcing it right away means that maybe they still need a few more weeks after Strange New Worlds ends. So there might be a little bit of space, maybe there'll be a few weeks in there, which is fine. You guys are spoiling us, Paramount. We totally don't think that you need to have these episodes just like back to back, like those smokers that used to smoke like way too much, and they would use one cigarette. They would use one cigarette to light the other cigarette. We don't need that. I mean, we're happy with it, but if you want to wait a few weeks, we'll totally understand. We get it. You've been very busy. You've been spoiling us, and we really appreciate it. But yeah, if they need a few weeks to get their ducks in a row, we'll survive. And I would feel bad if there are actually people out there that are like, oh, no new Star Trek for 3 weeks. I'm canceling Paramount Plus. What are you doing? Just stay on there and watch The Good Wife or something.
Yeah, which actually I think
Halo.
Isn't Tim Ross in that? Lately?
Yeah.
Somebody just posted there in it. Well, I mean, especially if they only have like 3 to 4 weeks off between series, then it barely makes sense to unless you're really on top of your subscriptions.
So Domestic says, thank you guys for the Star Trek and Chill podcast. I hope everybody has a good night. Thank you very much, Domestic. We're sorry about the technical difficulties in the first half. I feel like we kind of ripped people off a little bit. Like we had some Wi-Fi issues. There was a little issue with the
hailstorm.
Recording. But then I remembered, I'm like, wait a minute, we're not charging anybody, so it's not a ripoff.
It's free.
Pranakasha Productions says the Orville season 3 is next. Very true.
And For All Mankind starts June 10th, I believe. We have 3 basically Star Trek shows going on at once soon.
What's the third one? Oh, the Orville.
For All Mankind and Orville.
And sorry, what's the third one then?
For All Mankind, the Ronald D. Moore show.
For All Mankind, the Orville. That's 2.
Bill,
and Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Okay, well that is Star Trek. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, got it. I thought when you were saying 3 kind of Star Trek shows, I thought
Star
you
Trek
meant
/ Star Trek very adjacent.
Totally. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. So everybody, check this out. This is what our schedule is going to look like coming up soon, because I know that you guys are banging on the gates trying to ask about that. So as you know, the Falling Tower podcast just yesterday. Did you know that for Falling Tower, May has been fantasy month? So we did a sci-fi fantasy at the beginning of the month. It was a Star Wars series, so check that out. Then we did Wheel of Time on Amazon. Then we did She-Ra with Melissa Longo. And we also did, that's all of them. So go check that out. If you want more Melissa, and who doesn't, go check her out on Falling Towers. Watch the first podcast, which was released just 2 days ago on youtube.com/Falling Tower. Also, just yesterday, the Seventh Rule released our review of the new Strange New Worlds episode 4, entitled, what was it? Memento Mori. Don't know what that means, but I bet it means something smart.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering what that means. I was going to ask the live chat, actually.
Sirach and I are loving Strange New Worlds, and in our 4th review, we don't pull any punches, and they're love punches. We're like just gaga over this new series. So check that out if you like people that like stuff. And then on Sunday, this coming Sunday, on the 7th Rule, what's coming up next? It's going to be our season review special of season 3, Deep Space Nine season 3. That is this Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. Might as well, let's just go one day past that. The very next day, this coming Monday night, that is Monday, May 30th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will release our full review on the 7th Rule of Deep Space Nine, Season 6, Episode 26, Tears of the Prophets.
Yeah, Don Crandall beat me to typing out Memento Mori means remember that you have to die in Latin.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, good. That slipped my mind.
That's a lot. It's always weird when it's like 2 words and the translation for it's like 9 words. You're like,
I should have known that though. That's like
how does that
the
work?
obvious Latin.
Well,
I thought maybe it was like a ship or something.
Condenses it.
I thought it was maybe a Star Trek reference from before, but like maybe a TOS thing, but I guess not.
Yeah. Galinda condenses it and says, remember death.
Yeah. Because MOR, is obviously the root word for like death, like
Yeah.
But it hasn't shown up like in TOS lore or anything like Gorn lore or anything before. That was what I was wondering. Like if it's just a random Latin title or if it had any like meaning in Star Trek universe. I guess not.
Where's the Latin root? Is it MOR? It's MORT though, right? Like mortuary or, mortal. Or in French, it's mort. That means dead. Mort, but it's spelled the same way.
Muerto is Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Soy muerto, güey.
And then memento, of course, is like memory. Or
isn't it morir? MORIR. Isn't that one of the verbs in one of the Romance languages?
Yeah, that's the verb, exactly. It's to die. Yeah, but if you say dead, it's mort.
Oh, yeah.
M-O-R-T. Mort.
Okay, so I guess it's not a Star Trek internal reference also. Okay.
I think all 3 of us are talking about different things right now. We're like, that's a sign the show's over, is when we're all trailing off into our own thoughts. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Melissa, can you tell everybody where they can go check you out online?
I'm Melissa Longo on Twitter and Facebook and the other one, Instagram, and then on YouTube, Melissa Longo. It's me. And all of these places,
Actually, in the Next Generation, the term death comes from Latin roots of Moriarty.
That's what I was thinking of.
I'll show myself.
Moriarty's always on my mind.
Yeah, you just gave, that's my bullshit answer. Look.
Yeah. All right, Anne-Marie, tell everybody where they can go check you out online.
Twitter at AnneMarieSeagull1, and then at To Proudly Go, which is the LGBTQI plus nonprofit that I help run, and we have parties in New York every Saturday at Barracuda Bar. And right now we're partnered with Chase Masterson's Pop Culture Hero Coalition. You can get all these bracelets there that where the proceeds go to do amazing anti-bullying work. So Saturday 6 to 9, and you can find it on all social media to Proudly Go.
Saturday 6 to 9 is where the in-person events are.
Yes.
And
Yes,
what are
in
those
New York.
events usually?
So they're amazing. They're Star Trek viewing parties. And since Star Trek has been going for so many weeks, they've been going on for like 9 months now. So it's always drag queens. Tomorrow's one of my favorites, Stella Doro, who does Loxana drag performances. And Heather Wood
Stella
is
Doro, the
Stephanie
breakfast
Janeway.
treat?
Yes, she is a breakfast treat. And there are prizes for trivia and 2-for-1 drinks and just amazing people.
All right. And everybody at home, you can find me right here on the Virtual TrekCon channel. Social media, Virtual TrekCon, social media, Falling Tower, social media, The Seventh Rule. You can even find me on Twitter if you'd like, incredible_Husk, or you could just type in Ryan Husk or Ryan T. Husk. I'm sure it'll pop up. And if it doesn't, I don't know, just Google me. You guys remember when Charles Barkley was talking jive to Shaq a while back, and then Shaq was like, "Google me, Chuck. Google me."
Yes, I saw that.
Did you see? You know,
I did see that.
Google me.
Yeah.
I love those guys. Oh God, there's nothing cuter in the world.
So cute.
Oh my God, I love it.
I love his
those guys.
wiggle, and then his face. He's so cute.
Anne-Marie, do you love Shaq's wiggle?
Yes. And now I'm kind of like, I need to Google what Shaq's wiggle is.
Yeah, he just made Google me
and
like
he does
saying,
this face.
yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, but it was like a little more of a smile. Yeah, you got it. Anyway, all right. Thank you all for joining us. Don Crandall, thanks for always sending us really cool information for our new Star Trek reviews. Always very helpful and cool. And everybody else, David Gregory, Chuck A, Pranakasha Productions, Galenda, Linda Anderegg, Don Crandall, of course, One Trek Fan, and all of you in the live chat. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time. And until then, it is time to Star Trek and chill.
Oh,
Is that right? Is that how it goes? I don't know.